Good morning. Good morning and welcome. My name is Dr. Henry Robinson. I am the Vice President for Student Affairs here at Adams State University. I have a couple of announcements to make before we get started. Please remain seated throughout the ceremony. Photos can be taken from your seat or after the ceremony. Remember to keep your mask on throughout the ceremony. At this time, could you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Audience, please stand. President Lovell and platform party. Associate's degrees. Geosciences. Business. Communication and Media Studies. History, anthropology, philosophy, political science, and Spanish. Interdisciplinary studies. kinesiology, psychology, sociology, teacher education, Master of Arts, You may be seated. Adams State Associated Students and Faculty President, Courtney Hawking.
Good morning. My name is Courtney Hawking, ASNF President of Adams State Student Government. To begin this ceremony, I will read the Land Acknowledgement Statement. We, the Adams State University community, gratefully acknowledge the indigenous peoples on whose ancestral lands we gather. This beautiful San Luis Valley is sacred to many indigenous nations, including the Utes, Jicarilla Apaches, Comanches, Kiowas, Arapaho, Cheyenne, Navajo Nation, Pueblos, and all other First Peoples who once made this valley their home. We honor the diverse communities that historically dwelled here and those who currently reside in the San Luis Valley. We know that honoring these lands is a reflective process that demands continued engagement and action. May we always remember the journey of the past peoples that called this valley home.
Please enjoy this special performance, Scene 2 or More, performed by Dr. Matthew Valverde and Dr. William Lipke.
Amor de mi vida, ven a mí. Sin tu amor, ¿para qué sirve la vida? Si nunca ver en tus ojos la alegría. la vida pasaría a tus pies murmurando yo te adoro. Con tus labios rojos que me dicen yo te quiero, sería feliz y la vida pasaría a tus pies murmurando yo te
Adams State University President Cheryl D. Lovell.
Good morning. Grizzlies, I salute your dedication to your academic goals. A few years ago, you set your mind to earning a college degree, and today we get to celebrate that accomplishment. Let that sink in for a moment. Today you are graduating with a college degree. Despite many unpredictable and certainly unusual circumstances, you did it. You stayed on task and pushed through a pandemic and lots of other difficulties. So congratulations. Adams State commencement ceremonies are the most important events held on campus today. And it's made even more special that we're here in Richardson Auditorium. Adams State was first established by the Colorado legislature in 1921. Today we celebrate both our 100th anniversary and your achievements in the oldest building on our campus. The very foundation of Adams State began in this one building, named in honor of our first president, Dr. Ira, easy to say, Ira Richardson. I find his philosophy on education still resonates today and will continue into the next century. In the words of Dr. Richardson, and I quote, "Here at Adams State, the teacher as well as the student is in the quest of truth, in a search for information. Thus, faculty and students join forces in a common cause, for a common reason, and for a common result." End quote. Today we celebrate you, our latest generation of college graduates. In this historic building, this beautiful auditorium, we celebrate you with pride of your accomplishment, and most importantly, the belief about what is in your future. At this time, I'd also like to recognize the dignitaries in the audience. Representative Valdez, Donald Valdez is here. Will you please stand to be recognized, sir? Please welcome him. Thank you for your attendance, sir. At this institution, support comes from all, either internal or external, to our community, who connect with our students, including all of our professors, our coaches, and all of the staff across campus. Less visible, but just as dedicated, are members of our Board of Trustees. They volunteer their time and resources to provide guidance to this institution. At this time, I would like to introduce Michelle Leek, Chair of the Adams State Board of Trustees.
Good morning. Friends and family, administrators, faculty, all of you Grizzlies, and especially and most importantly, today's graduates right here in the front. I welcome you to the 2021 winter commencement exercises of the Adams State University. I welcome you on behalf of the Board of Trustees. Just yesterday at our December meeting, we discussed that this graduation and ones like it, that makes the significant that marks the significant academic achievements that Dr. Lovell just referenced, makes the hard work of running and sustaining a university all entirely worth it. This is a day to celebrate and remark on your individual achievements. University degrees do not come easily. They are hard-won and earned and require resilience and discipline and focus. Natural capabilities and capacities certainly help. The degree that's about to be conferred upon you has been hard-fought and well-deserved. You all should be lauded. At the same time, we should not fail to acknowledge the community who has supported you to this point. That friend who sat by your side when you were filled with doubt. That family member who always picks up the phone. That one professor who on that one day did you a solid. We acknowledge their contributions to this day as well. It is my hope that as you leave these halls of Adams, that you will keep close in hand your well-deserved accomplishment and the profound sense of community, of common good that lifted, supported, and buoyed you when you needed it the most. It is important to keep these two ideas close, as Michael Sandel writes in his recent work called The Tyranny of Merit. For the more we think of ourselves as self-made and self-sufficient, the harder it is to learn gratitude and humility. And without these sentiments, it is hard to care for the common good. So take these ideas with you in your next chapter. Internalize them. Reach, attain, make your mark, and do so with grace and humility, with an eye towards giving back to the community that did so much for you. Congratulations, graduates. Savor the moment. Give yourselves a pat on the back, and then go hug your mother. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Leek. We all appreciate your commitment to the future of Adams State University. Graduates, your classmate, Matthew Burson, has always wanted to be part of a team, to give back to society, and to do something bigger than himself. And he found the guidance and support needed to begin his great story here at Adams State. Matthew came from California to play soccer for the Grizzlies and major in the sciences. He quickly found a home on the field as well as in our classrooms and our laboratories. Matthew played soccer for 3 years and assisted the coach in his final season in order to devote more time to his academics. In only 3.5 years, I should say, Matthew, a cellular and molecular biology major, will graduate today with the highest honors. Matthew credits his coaches, professors, his work study supervisors, who took a personal interest in him to help him succeed. Matthew also worked as a teaching assistant in Porter Hall and tutored students in our STEM center. After receiving his degree, he plans to move back to California to pursue work in biotechnology fields while he applies to med schools. Possibly the most exciting news is Matthew and his wife, Sydney, are expecting their first child in March. Graduates, guests, and members of the Adams State community, please welcome our class of 2021 student commencement speaker, Mr. Matthew Burson.
Thank you, President Lovell. And hello, fellow graduates, friends, family, and faculty. Where has the time gone? I'm sure I'm not the only one who can still remember the day of high school graduation, which quickly became new student orientation here at Adams State University. And suddenly, here we all are at our very own graduation ceremony. So congratulations. Whether your first experience here on campus was a new student orientation, an athletic recruiting trip, or just the first day of class, you likely saw our school's motto, "Great stories begin here." And whether you recognize it or not, we all began to write our stories. We each developed our own unique narrative, which grew and developed just as we did throughout our academic career. And maybe your first experience feels like these years could have been written into an entire novel, which is likely true. But we have much more and greater stories to tell. Before us lies an incredible opportunity to continue our stories. But before we envision our promising futures, let us first reflect on our story thus far. And to do so, I have a story of my own, which I think personifies the academic mountain that we have all just finished climbing. I'm an Eagle Scout of Troop 669 out of Escondido, California, and our troop had the opportunity to hike Mount Whitney, the tallest mountain in the continental United States, standing at 14,505 feet. And this story of mine begins in a similar way to many of yours. Just as I signed up to climb this mountain, each of you signed up to climb your own mountain, graduating from Adams State University. Now, my story of climbing Mount Whitney serves to represent our collective academic story. You all get to hike to the top and back down with me. We arrive at the hotel a day before the hike with a full pack and a smile on our face, ready to conquer a mountain. We drive to the portal trail, absorbing the sights and the sounds and taking a lot of pictures, quite similar to the days leading up to our first days of class. The next morning, we would take our first steps on a journey, not knowing the magnitude of the task we would undertake. We wake early, about 2:30 in the morning, and drive to the portal trail entrance, elevation 8,300 feet, similar to the elevation we sit at today. It's cold, but as my California acclimated body quickly realized here in the valley, it might as well have been a summer morning. I put on a beanie and over it a headlamp, flick it on, look up to the peak of the mountain. We know our path, and our counselors and professors have given us a trail map to reach the top. It's not that far away. How hard could it really be? And as a collective graduating class, we all took the same first steps to climb the mountain, and our first year begins. Goal firmly in our sights, just like freshman year. And this isn't so bad. Maybe it's a little steeper than we had expected, but we keep moving forward, climbing the mountain. The sun begins to rise, and I stow away my beanie. And at this point, it feels like we've been climbing for a good while, but the top is just as far away. Our legs are beginning to tire, and breathing is a little harder. Maybe like those classes that might have been a little bit more difficult than we had anticipated. And if you're anything like me, it was around this time in my academic career where I started leaning on caffeine for that little extra push, and I do the same on the mountain. A quick caffeine chew, and at least I'm feeling energized. Lunchtime comes, and we all take a break. This serves to represent the summer vacation of our story. A much-needed break that ended far too soon, but a sense of accomplishment. As a graduating class, we are that much closer to graduating. We can see where we began, but that mountaintop is still quite a distance away. We put our backpacks back on, shake out our legs, and begin our trek once again. And before us lies the 100 switchbacks. This is the section of the hike where intensity begins to increase. It makes the first part of our hike look like child's play. And this is the part of the journey that begins to test us. Those caffeine shoes are now my best friend. And it makes me feel partially like I need to take a very long nap or fight that bronze grizzly statue at the front of the Rex. Potentially like the second year of college classes. But we conquer it. With the 100 switchbacks behind us, another well-deserved break. We are now firmly up the mountain. But do we really want to keep going? We've already made good progress, so we should probably not turn back now. At least the mountaintop is closer, but still more work to be done. Our next academic year is upon us, and just as we put our backpacks and return to class, our packs are back on, and we keep walking. And this leg of the trail to reach the top is once again steeper than the last. Our legs and lungs are burning now. And it's that point in the academic career where you feel like you can't remember even the most simple of concepts, and your brain is mush. And I can remember a time raising my hand and asking what an adjective is in a 400-level course. Maybe you guys have felt the same. Each step up the mountain now is more laborious than the last, but we can see the peak. The semester is coming to a close, and we make that final push up the mountain. See the top, touch it, and let out a sigh of relief. We're at the top of the mountain, and now seniors, the big guys on campus. Another break, take in the sights and the sounds at the top, but don't forget, we're not done yet. We still have to get back down to the bottom. And we might think that going down is going to be easier, but let's see if that's the case. Backpacks on, we're at the top of the world, and it feels like we're close to being done. But back down the mountain we go. We're invigorated by the sense of accomplishment of making it this far, and it carries us down the mountain. But then all of a sudden, it hits. A sudden loss of motivation that we are warned about by the seniors before us. Senioritis. We're completely fine at this point to just coast down the mountain. But unfortunately, there's no easy way out. We just have to keep walking. The end is closer than it's ever been before, but it doesn't feel like it. And at this point, the sun is going down behind the mountains as we make our way down, and the trail becomes difficult to see. So let's get out that headlamp. But just a tip. If you ever put a headlamp on over a headwear, make sure you take the headlamp off before the beanie off, because if you don't, the headlamp is left all the way back in the freshman year part of the story. Oh well. So unknowingly dropping the headlamp, I was out a light. But luckily, we have the light of our fellow hikers. It's well into the night, and the light of the hiker in front of us provides just enough light to see where we go. Our professors and counselors are helping us to the finish line. We're exhausted, close to 18 hours of the trail at this point, and we stumble, almost in a slumber, fueled only by our caffeine and the support of our other mountaineers who we cling to. Slipping over rocks in the dark, we make that final push back to the portal trail entrance. Into the parking lot we stumble, crossing the finish line, and a sense of euphoria mixed with exhaustion. We did it. Our mountain has been climbed. 22 miles, 12,000 feet of elevation change over the course of 22 hours. Or was it over many years, countless hours of studying, lost sleep, tests, papers, portfolios, and performances? In our case, it's all the same. It beat us up, it tired us out, and it felt as if at times that we would never make it to the top and back down again. But that doesn't matter, because here we are today. A congratulations is in order. And I ask you to reminisce with me and join in on my story in order to remind you all of the incredible accomplishments that each of you have achieved on the path to graduation. the daunting mountain of a task to become a college graduate. And it was likely full of dropped headlamps, caffeine-fueled study sessions with friends who climbed the mountain and now feel more like family. Every moment you wanted to quit, you ignored. You kept hiking and accomplished an incredible feat. You learned a lot, matured, and now have the skills to conquer the next mountain you face. And there will be more mountains. But we can worry about those mountains another day. Instead, graduates, congratulate yourself for all that you've accomplished. Thank the friends that studied with you and brought you coffee during long study sessions. Thank your professors who have devoted their time to give us the knowledge and devoted their time and their lives up to this point to give you the knowledge to be at the ceremony today. And most importantly, let us not forget our families. The people in our lives who are always in our corner, cheering for our success. Those who made many sacrifices for us to chase our dreams until they became reality. And as our time here at Adams State University comes to an end, many more and greater mountains are to come. But we are prepared now. We have the tools for success. And all of our hardships and challenges have strengthened us. We are certified mountaineers. And to conclude, I would like to end by modifying the words of our university's motto. And for the graduating class of 2021, great stories have begun here. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Your analogy between a challenging hike and your academic career is very inspiring and very appropriate. Adams State business professor Armando Valdez always approaches his position in the classroom with enthusiasm and energy, and I hear sometimes snacks. He's a natural leader, a natural teacher who has used his expertise outside of the classroom to be club advisor, occasionally a DJ hosting a special event. He is a native of the San Luis Valley. He volunteers his time and resources with many organizations and also operates his family farm and ranch along with his wife Angelica and their children. Yet his story nearly had a different theme. Armando was sure he would pursue a profession in the business world, earn his bachelor's and master's from Colorado State. After completing his postgraduate degree, he started thinking about his vision for his life instead of a vision of a career. Fortunately for Adams State students, that vision included returning to his home and sharing his expertise in our classrooms. He admires our Adams State students for their willingness to improve their lives, learn new skills, and expand their talents. He can trace his ancestry in the valley back to 1860s and to northern New Mexico from the early 1600s. He's proud of his family history and dedicated to keeping agricultural communities a viable part of the state. He will now start a different career. He was recently appointed by President Biden as the State Director of the United States Department of Agriculture, Rural Development for Colorado. Quite an honor, I should say, and quite a new gig from a classroom, too. Will you please join me in welcoming Armando Valdez, the 2021 Fall Commencement Speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Lovell, and thank you, Matthew, for those inspiring words and telling us your story. You can definitely see the talent that we have here at Adams State University as represented by all these wonderful individuals in front of us. Well, good morning. How many of you are excited to be here to celebrate these ASU graduates? This is not a solemn event. This is a celebratory, festive event, and we want to be here to encourage and support that enthusiasm for the accomplishments that you have today. I know my students thought they were done with me, but you got to listen to Mondo one more time. So I'm glad you're here. Well, welcome and greetings to trustees, President Lovell, faculty, administration, staff, guests, family, friends, neighbors, and most of all, these wonderful graduates. Congratulations on your fall commencement. I want to give a special acknowledgement to my fellow faculty members, coaches, staff members, staff supervisors, work-study supervisors, and all others who directly worked with students, tutors, helped inspire, mentor, and empower the success of these individuals who we have today. I know we have a little bit different situation with our virtual environment here, and so not everyone who wants to be here to support all of you are able to be here. Hopefully some of my fellow faculty members are in their pajamas, getting grades in. Maybe you already have your grades in. You've already started off. Where's the camera so I can wave to them? You know, that you already started on your holiday break. Maybe you're on a beach in Hawaii, already enjoying an early cocktail. So wherever you're at, I know you're here in spirit and want to support all of these individuals here. It's an honor and a privilege to be highlighted as part of your special day, this day of your achievement and celebration. This is a significant accomplishment for all of you, and please don't diminish any of it. It's a milestone in your life with the completion of your degrees that you will receive. A day worthy of celebration filled with the necessary pomp and circumstance of the moment. If you're wondering why we have these robes on, these fancy hats, those frivolous tassels, the formality of this event and the impressive coordination, the structure, it is all for you. It's all for you. So today's cheer is for you. It's for your hard work, all of your leadership, all of your followership in your journey of learning, growth, enhancement, and refinement. Well, today is a culmination of your formal credential. It is not the end of your journey. You will continue on your journey of learning, growth, enhancement, and refinement. It is not only your opportunity to do so, it is your obligation to venture forward on this journey. It's your obligation to your professors, your coaches, your mentors, those supervisors I mentioned, your parents, your family, friends, neighbors, all who supported you on this journey. You have accomplished something more valuable than the diploma and the credential you will receive. You have learned how to learn. Your exploration on your journey of learning should, and it must, continue from now until forever's end, and I know you will continue it. But there is another true significance for today's event and about your accomplishment. You are part of a milestone group, I was mentioned before, to be part of the graduating cohort to receive your recognition on the 100th year anniversary of Adams State University, formerly Adams State College, formerly Adams State Normal School. Being a native of the San Luis Valley, I am deeply grateful for the presence of Adams State University. While ASU is not my alma mater, it is the alma mater of my beautiful wife. It was the alma mater for my parents. It is for my sister, for aunts, uncles, and many family members. For 100 years, ASU has served its purpose and continues to fulfill its role and mission by providing educational, cultural, and enrichment opportunities to underserved and underrepresented populations, especially for those of us here in the San Luis Valley. We saw some of the remarkable arts and music on display just moments ago. And it gave me an opportunity to fulfill a lifelong dream, to teach and come back and make such a positive impact in my beloved community. Today, we take for granted these possibilities. Yet 100 years ago, some of these opportunities were not possibilities that we see today. So I want to say thank you to Adams State University for making those opportunities possible and celebrating its 100th year. And to your association with this milestone of 100 years, you are going to hear when your degrees are conferred in a moment the rights, privileges, responsibilities thereto appertaining. Notice that key word of responsibilities that's in there. Part of your responsibilities are to be ambassadors to the world on behalf of Adams State University. And more unique to you is that you are those anniversary ambassadors representing the good and great aspects of everything of ASU. Do not take this as additional pressure. Take this as additional confidence, confidence in your skills, your talents, your ideas, your creative approaches, your logical and analytical evaluations, your abilities to help others, your abilities to cultivate relationships. Your degree, which you will receive, is based on your accomplishments, but your degree is only as good as you represent it. And I know you will represent your degree with the quality and sensation that will provide a positive impact to our society, because I know what happens in the classroom. I know what all these amazing individuals here can do. I know what our interactions are, and I know what the talent level is. And today, more than ever, we need ambassadors to go out into the world to promote teaching and learning, and who work to maximize the positive impact and minimize the negative. We need individuals who are willing to unify, complement, and empower. There is much more transformative about those aspects than working in the mindset of being independent and individualistic. We've arrived at a point where we can share our thoughts, our ideas, our perspectives, anything and everything via channels and mediums which promote expression of every thought and idea which becomes top of mind. But sometimes, regardless of what those sentiments are, we don't know what those sentiments taste like or how they're received by others. And while it is a great attribute of our free society to have that empowerment, to have that freedom to express and share our thoughts in those ideas to the masses, somehow this has manifested itself into the ideal that only my thoughts and only my ideas matter, and that other thoughts are just noise. Right now, I can easily self-select ideas that I want and conform to my perspectives, and I can easily discard ones I don't find as valuable. So how did we get there? Well, a generation before mine started this freedom of expression on a society-wide basis. Before that time, there were structured norms that kept people in check. It was a generation that provided that explosion and expression of peace and love. It was a generation struggling and striving for civil rights and equity. And it was a generation that led to the decade of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So that latter part might have been a little too risque, because my generation then was told, hey, don't discuss anything controversial. Don't discuss race, don't discuss religion, don't discuss politics. And in some ways, I think we were led astray. Instead, I believe we should have been mentored to focus on empathy, conflict resolution, understanding and guarding against bounded rationality, and work towards dialogue building. And so my generation, transferring to your generation, has to focus, how do we mentor future generations in that manner? So much emphasis is based on debate and discussion, and sometimes in our learning environments in academia. Well, debate and discussion are the lesser siblings of dialogue. Debate is about opposing arguments, striving to convince the opposite side of how it is wrong. And the emphasis on debate is on winning. Discussion is about being firmly grounded in your own views and perspectives, expecting others to move from their own sides or their own views and perspectives to my side. Again, the emphasis of discussion is on winning. Dialogue is about exploring the views and perspectives of others and being open to blending those thoughts with our own, even if it wasn't where we started. Emphasis on dialogue is about learning. We've lost dialogue, maybe not completely, but it's been diminished. And so it's up to you, all of those of you who are in your gowns, your hats, and your tassels today, I ask you, rejuvenate dialogue. Part of being an ambassador of teaching and learning is also being ambassadors of dialogue, and represent Adams State University as the premier learning community where dialogue thrives. And to my colleagues that are present today, and to those colleagues that are out virtually, I ask you to continue to reflect on the forums of learning that we have in our institution, in our classrooms, in our community events, in our offices, in our locker rooms, all other learning spaces we have on campus. How are we promoting dialogue? Dialogue is a challenge to our society because of we're conditioned to focus so much on winning. There's nothing wrong with winning. There are situations when winning is indeed the goal. However, there are also situations when learning must be the primary goal. Ambassadors of dialogue help decipher when each is appropriate. So consider that as you go forward, because you are our ambassadors. Finally, I'm going to get a little business on you, business-oriented on you. For some of my business students, you've probably heard some of these things in class, and you're going to hear it again. For those of you who haven't been in my classroom, here's your opportunity to promote dialogue. I have a bias. It's a business bias, and so some of these are going to come from that business bias. As some final takeaways from today's remarks, I want to share 3 attributes which have served me well and provided for my successful journey. And so I grant them to you as advice for your future. The first of them, the first attribute, I want you to be strategic. Being strategic means being future-oriented, focusing on goals that are not reality yet. Remember that? Not reality yet. They will be reality. And how do you close that gap between where you are now to where you are going into the future? But being strategic also means being organic in that approach. Be willing to adjust and adapt along the way. Be open to opportunities and see how those opportunities influence your future. Do not be so fixed on a destination that you cannot deviate from that. Had I not deviated from my strategic plan, I would have never become a teacher and been exposed to so many amazing individuals. It has been the greatest adjustment to my strategic plan for life in my professional life. And as you're transitioning into your next phase, I want you to work in continuing to develop your future vision. Second attribute is be conceptual. I want you to be able to see the big picture that's a part of it. How you fit into that big picture and how you will make an impact, in that big picture. Learn of places where you can help without being directed to or being told. Discover for yourself where the help is needed and where you can assert yourself to provide that assistance. Offer your talents and your skills, and you have many, because again, I know what happens in the classroom and I know many of you and who you are. Offer your talents and skills to enhance the system. Help others find their path. Be the guide, be the navigator. Be open to working interdependently and collectively. Don't feel the need to win, but to learn and achieve in a collective manner. And finally, be entrepreneurial. Many people believe that entrepreneurial is exclusive to business. It is not. Being entrepreneurial is about idea implementation, being creative, developing ideas, and then work on action plans to put your ideas into tangible outcomes which benefit you and benefit others. It's okay to be a dreamer. I want you to be a dreamer. I encourage you to be a dreamer. Dreamers offer progress. They lead to evolution. They lead to our collective success. We need creative dreaming, but we have to make those dreams a reality. Focus on big dreams. Focus on big ambitions. You might have heard them called WIGs, wildly important goals, or BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. I don't care what the term is. Come up with your own referencing term. It's the pursuit of those goals and the pursuit of your dreams that matters. Search for your WIG and your BHAG and be strategic, conceptual, and entrepreneurial and put those ideas into action. With those 3 attributes, you will experience an exciting journey. I'm excited for your journey. I hope you'll stay connected to where we'll see how your journey goes. And it will lead to your fulfillment and contribution, not only for yourselves, but to our societies, which is what we need. I am hopeful that this has provided you some inspiration for your new journey. During this time that you've been here at Adams State University and working on your great story, you have experienced some of the most transformative events of your life. You have made friendships which will influence you forever. You have decided on a content area and a discipline area which will influence your professional career. Maybe you found a life partner that you want to share your journey with. You have learned the value of learning. You have engaged and experienced dialogue. So this is a time to reflect on that transformation. But don't dwell. It's okay to look back, but don't stare. The future is what you can influence. And I know you'll make a tremendous influence on it. I'm going to go off script for a second and speak to my students and my former students, both here at Adams State Universities and previous institutions I've been at. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I'm very appreciative of all our interactions, the fun we've had, the challenges we've overcome, all the experiences we've been able to work through together. You are meaningful, and you're the reason why I have stayed in teaching. I know I'm transitioning on to a different journey, and if I never make my way back to a classroom, which I hope I do, I will be well served by the individuals who have crossed that path, including all of you that have been here. So thank you. Thank you very much for all of that. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for what you've done for me. Hopefully you've learned a few things along the way. I know I've learned a lot from you, more than you've probably learned from me. And maybe one of you is the future A.J. Webb. Professor Webb was one of my students like you. Now he is a colleague, and hopefully one day my replacement. So, Mr. Webb, thank you. Love you too, brother. So it's good to be here. I feel like I'm graduating with you as I make my steps onto my next journey. My final mantra, work hard, help others, make things better. Congratulations to all the graduates, and help me with this one final thing. Who's excited to be an ASU Grizzly? Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Valdez. I hope President Biden is ready for that.
Ready or not?
Seated among the degree candidates today are students who have been rewarded for their academic achievements by receiving scholarships. Will all students who have been recipients of scholarships please rise? Thank you. You may be seated. Your scholarships have been made possible by the generous contributions of Adams State's friends and donors. We thank those individuals, organizations, and corporations who have invested in your education and who continue to support the university. Many of Adams State's most generous supporters are our alumni, those ranks whom you join today. Will all Adams State alumni in our audience please stand so that we may recognize you and your personal participation today? Any alums in the audience, please stand. For those alums watching live stream, feel free to wave. And will graduates who continue the Adams State family legacy, those who had a family member receive a degree previously from Adams State, will the legacies of Adams State please stand? Thank you. This university has earned a strong reputation for serving non-traditional students exceedingly well. Among our candidates this morning are students who are also parents. Will all degree candidates whose academic achievements serve as a model for your own children please stand? We congratulate you on the fine example you're setting for your family. For all of you in the graduating class, this is a very special day. I know this is particularly true for one particular group. Those in your family who are the first to graduate from college, please stand. We're exceedingly proud of you. I'm selfishly proud of you because I'm a first-generation college graduate myself. So congratulations for setting that great example. A large number of Adams State students are employed either full-time or part-time while pursuing their degrees. Will those of you who have worked while attending Adams State please stand? Thank you and congratulations. We recognize many Adams State students have served or are serving now, serving our country in all branches of the armed forces. Will those who are military veterans in active duty or active reserves please stand? Thank you so much for your service to our country. To all family and friends of our graduating class, your support, your encouragement, and oftentimes sacrifices will always be remembered and appreciated. You made it possible for these students to obtain their academic goal. With a guest, those who supported a graduate, will you please stand and accept our thanks? That's all of you. Thank you. It does take a village to get a graduate. We know that. Graduates, from the moment you first stepped on the Adams State campus and entered your first classroom, you became a special part of the history of this university. Your legacy will continue through your undergraduate research, through projects completed, through volunteer work in the community, titles won, memorable performances given. We hope as you enter the next chapter of your great story, you will stay connected with Adams State. Look for opportunities to become involved in our strong alumni groups. Keep us posted on your accomplishments and reach out if you ever need a helping hand. We proudly celebrate all of you and all of the Adams State graduates who have come before you. Dr. Buchanan, would you please join me at the podium?
Okay, here we go. Will the Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Fine Arts candidates please stand? All of you. Madam President, on behalf of the faculty of Adams State University, and pursuant to completion of all requirements for the Associate of Science, Associate of Arts, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Fine Arts degree as prescribed by the faculty of Adams State University, I recommend that the appropriate degree be conferred.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees for Adams State University, upon completion of all requirements prescribed, I do confer upon you the degree of Associate of Science, Associate of Arts, Bachelors of Arts, Bachelors of Science, and Bachelors of Fine Arts, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining.
Will Dr. Mari Centeno and the associate degree graduates please approach the platform?
Sorry. Okay. All right, 1 second. Uriah Cisneros. Patricia Brink. Alexis Harrod. Kylie Ray Jennings. Sabrina Patricia Martinez. Jose A. Villagomez. Monique Marie Montour. What am I supposed to do? Biology and geosciences. Matthew D. Burson. Business. Antonio Tony Alardín. Amber Alcorta. Rachel Boyle. Davenport Brantley. John Buxa V. Christopher Birchie. María Chávez Contreras. McKinley Douglas. Bridget McCarroll. Gregory D. Hudson. Michaela Huffman. Jaden Krebs. Alexandra McCaskill. Laura Lorena Mais. Dion Mays. Michael Henry Morales. Diana Morales. Chase Rodin. Mandy Salazar. Matthew Sims. Zachary Snyder. Autumn Squires. Isaiah Trujillo. Marcos Rodriguez Trujillo. Valerie Ray Valdez. English Communication and Media Studies. Antonio Griego. Kadar Jaguna. Garrett Carroll. Nico Ansaktorian. History, Anthropology, Philosophy, Political Science, and Spanish. Gabrielle Amber Barella. Mackenzie Porter. Elizabeth Serna Ticas. Zoe April Serrano. Interdisciplinary Studies. Héctor Alvarado Villagrán. Cynthia Christine Merchant. Miguel Román. Loretta Rose Sanchez. Kinesiology. Jacqueline Cisneros. Ellie Dunphy. Shania McAleer. Otumis Payamanu. Esperanza Poole. Psychology. Angelique Cohen. Isabel Contreras. Sunny Xavier Hunt. Mariah Ingram. Okay. Shannon Mulkey. Sociology. Godfrey Chama. Leslie Flores. Amanda Lynn Martinez. Teacher education. Noemi Baca Aragon. Michelle Longshore. Beth Rutgers.
And Bachelor of Fine Arts graduates, please stand. To signify your new academic status, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Fine Arts graduates may now switch your cap tassels from the right to the left. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a tradition of long standing at Adams State University to give special recognition to those who graduate with honors. To make the recognition more visible, honors graduates are identified in your programs by the asterisk beside the student's name. A student whose grade point average is 3.5 to 3.74 on a 4-point scale throughout 4 years may be graduated cum laude or with honors. A student whose grade point average is 3.75 to 3.89 throughout 4 years may be graduated magna cum laude or with high honors. A student whose grade point average throughout 4 years is 3.9 or above may be graduated summa cum laude or with highest honors. Would those students graduating cum laude please stand? Please be seated. Would those students graduating magna cum laude please stand? Would those students graduating summa cum laude please stand? Will Timothy Melcher please approach the platform? Madam President, on behalf of the faculty of Adams State University and pursuant to completion of all requirements for the master's degree as prescribed by the faculty and graduate council of Adams State University, I recommend that the degree of Master of Arts be conferred on Timothy Melcher.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees for Adams State University, and upon completion of all requirements prescribed, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Art with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Will you please join with me one more time in showing these graduates another great round of applause for their remarkable accomplishments. I would like to thank the Adams State Theater students and our student ambassadors who remained on campus an extra day to help us with this ceremony. We appreciate your contributions. Professors of music Dr. Matthew Valverde and Dr. William Lipke will now perform the alma mater. Will everyone please rise?
State, we sing our praise to thee. Our voices raise in fervent loyalty. Thy sons and daughters heed thy call to praise thy name to all. From the crested peaks and the Rio Grande, thy fame shall spread o'er all the land. O Adams State, faithful will be. O Adams State, we pledge our all to thee. To Adams State, we sing our loyalty.
Please be seated. Graduating class of 2021, please wait for the ushers to dismiss you row by row. As you exit the auditorium, continue out of the building to the front lawn of Richardson Hall. We request members of the audience to please remain seated until all graduates have filed out. Thank you. Will the ushers please take their positions?
Lord.